Dad!
Oh no, he must be hallucinating again. No, it's turned into an epileptic episode. I'm sorry. I need you to leave the premises. I need a doctor here immediately. I'm sorry, but your father has passed away.
Hey, Ezra. How are you holding up?
I'm, not really okay right now.
That's natural. You lost an important figure in your life.
What about you? Aren't you sad as well? Wasn't he your friend?
Well, yes, he was. We just weren't that close anymore.
You know, he told me about you two. How you both attended the school, then later when you were writers in New York and had big dreams.
It was a different time in our lives. After a while, you realize you're just a little too different.
You mean with my father?
We were vastly different people, and we disagreed on a lot of things, but he was always a good friend.
What do you mean by too different then?
I meant about society. One thing about creativity is that if you have too much of it, then nobody can recognize it.
Well, aren't you the one who told me that history's greatest philosophers were all either exiled or executed? Confucius, Aristotle, Rousseau, and we all know what happened to Socrates.
The price to pay for immortality.
You mean living a tragic life, in which nobody loves or considers you until after you're gone.
Like Kafka.
Especially Kafka. That was my greatest fear for my father. He died not knowing what he had accomplished as a writer.
But if so, at least he'll go down in history. Do you think it'll happen to him? The post-mortem glory?
It has to, or else it was all meaningless. Do you still write, Dr. Russell?
Not anymore.
Why not?
Once you get to a certain age, you just don't have it in you.
You still got so much time, though.
I guess. I just don't see the point. I got my story out there already. It's been heard and disregarded.
Disregarded?
Yes. The story of Dr. Taylor Russell, born in Fort Worth, Texas, to two very Christian parents. The kind that care quite a bit about what girl you marry, whether they're Presbyterian or Methodist. But for them, they were more worried about why their son didn't like the girls next door and why he was locked up in his room all day reading books. But then, I pretended to stop caring about what my parents worried about. What mattered to me is that I got out there to a place of culture and acceptance. Become something noteworthy, and they'll see that God had a plan for me all along. But you spend your life putting words on paper, believing it's what redeems you, your salvation. There I was in the most tolerant place on earth, doing what I had loved, which was to write, to create beautiful and fantastical worlds. But the most tolerant place on earth, where I called my home,
didn't like what I had to show. They were merciless. Suffice it to say, this book, my book, did very poorly. Now what am I stuck with? The depths of my education and the risk that I took to become someone that my parents could be proud of.
So what you're saying is there was all meaningless to that.
I learned a lot about myself got my PhD, it's a teacher job, so right now I'm happy.
So you're not sad about my father dying?
Have you gone to see a professional, like a therapist?
Yeah. No, actually, I've seen quite a few, and they all really say the same things, don't they? You're supposed to be sad and eat healthy, exercise. Like it's all gonna bring him back from the dead.
You know about the stages of grief, don't you?
Yes.
Which one do you believe you're in now?
Acceptance.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, denial came right after they told me the news. I was on my knees and they told me, that he was dead. But I was like, no, he's alive. And you did your jobs poorly. The heart monitor is broken, and you're to blame for this grotesque misunderstanding of my father on his deathbed.
Then came the anger, right?
Yeah. Followed up by when I assaulted 2 of the doctors and was escorted out by hospital security.
Ezra, what?
No. Don't worry, they're fine. They work in a hospital, for Christ's sake. Like, they have treatments for black eyes. Yeah. Also, all my furniture on my side of the dormitory.
Oh, by you?
No, actually, you know what happened? So a hurricane came in, swept in, and then destroyed all my furniture, put all those holes in my walls, and yeah, of course, by me. And then I bargained.
God?
Maybe the devil, but I don't think so. It was someone, it was something. It just didn't feel like a man,
Like karma.
Maybe the Oracle, maybe whoever wrote this predestined novel called The Universe. I just wanted to change a few things to my liking.
How so?
Well, I can't bring my dad back, right? That's been written. That's set in stone. But what I could do is I could exchange something valuable to immortalize my father in his writing.
What would you like to exchange?
Well, I can't tell you. But what I realize is that immortality is a very heavy price to pay.
Ezra, you're not implying that you want
And I was depressed, heartsick. I just laid there. And I had no reason to eat, sleep, move. I barely had a reason to breathe. And I just thought to myself about how everybody's father dies and how every son has to witness it. Did you witness yours?
Not in person. He died of a stroke. I was at the funeral.
Was it painful?
I wish it was. I kind of envy how you feel. I was never that close with my father.
So you envy how I feel. You want the only person who ever loved you to die right in front of your eyes.
Yes.
What?
No, Ezra, you cared. I didn't. I mean, at least you cared enough to say goodbye.
I did.
Well, what were his last words to you? Anything meaningful?
Meaningful? Dad, I'm so sorry. These doctors, they betrayed us.
My baby boy.
They lied. They said they were going to cure you. They said they were going to remove the tumor from your head, but they lied. They lied straight to our faces. Yes, Dad. Dad, what's going on? You're hurting me.
For the reason I never became anything. What was I thinking of meeting up with that book? Biggest mistake of my life. Why did I do it? I take it all back. I was going to become someone grand, something beautiful.
Oh no, he must be hallucinating again. No, it's turned into an epileptic episode. I'm sorry. I need you to leave the premises. I need a doctor here immediately. I'm sorry, but your father has passed away.
Dad.
Ezra, anything meaningful?
I'd like to keep that private.
Fair enough. I'm sorry I asked. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Well, I also thought about how everyone dies eventually. And I wondered if the man who dies first is truly the blessed one.
You mean the one who dies first will have all of his friends at his funeral, but the one who dies last will go to all of his friends and have no one at his own?
Exactly. Like if I kept going, would there be anybody by my side? Would there be anybody at my funeral? Maybe my future family, but that's only if I was a good man and if they loved me.
But that's just life. That's a chance that we all have to accept.
Well, acceptance is the worst stage of all.
Because things will never go back to the way it used to be?
Partly. It's just, I don't see how it ever gets better from here. I'm gonna have to live every single day for the rest of my life without him. We're all really in the stages of grief, aren't we?
Times of death, of course.
No. I mean in everyday life. Even if we think we're happy,
No, I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, you just told me. You attempted your dreams, and now you have this teacher job. You had to accept it.
Yes, but that's just adaptability. Making the most of what you're handed.
Is this what you envisioned as your happy ending? Working this teacher job, giving free therapy to shit students like me with dead dads?
No, not at all.
What was your happy ending then?
To write my voice and be praised, to be one of the main forces behind modern literature, to be a success.
See how optimistic you used to be? You were ambitious and full of life. And now you just don't have it.
Have what?
The courage!
I'm sorry, but do you even know what that is?
Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
No, you don't. What you know, Ezra, is stupidity.
Okay, I don't. You're 40 fucking years old with way more life experience than me. You're supposed to show me, not tell me. I'm supposed to imitate someone like you, my teacher.
What are you trying to say? That I'm a bad teacher?
I don't know what I'm saying. Are you going to write again?
What?
I said, are you going to write again?
So what the fuck are you getting at? Who do you think you are?
Are you?
I am a teacher. I am an adult, and you're going to show me some goddamn respect.
Are you going to write again?
I don't know!
Why not? Dr. Russell, I said, why not?
I just don't have it in me.
But you're an actual writer. Don't you always have it in you?
Not just that. Look, once you get to a certain age, you'll learn that desires and ambition are only going to cause you pain.
It's very Buddhist of you.
I don't fucking care if it's Buddhist, Ezra. It's the truth. I mean, look, I have a nice job. I get paid well. I'm not worried about when my next meal is going to come or if the tips I make today are going to cover my rent or not.
My dad, he never stopped writing. Up until the moment it killed him. And now that I think about it, it really never got him anywhere. When I was growing up, he'd give me whatever extra money he had. He was always trying to prove himself with money, with writing, with me.
Your father was a good man.
He wasn't! He wasn't. It's constant war, trying to show off.
Your father was always a very extreme man. I mean, I can't think of a single time I ever saw him truly satisfied.
Are you satisfied?
What, Ezra?
I don't know. Who you are. What you've become, what you've accomplished.
In some aspects, yes. In some, no.
Are you happy, Dr. Russell?
Yes, I'd like to think so.
Do you wake up every day? Do you smell the daisies and whisper to the puppies about how eager you are to take on what life has to offer?
That's quite the hyperbole.
Do you look forward to your day, Dr. Russell?
Depends.
On what?
Whether I have something to look forward to or not.
And how often is that?
I don't know. The weekends, maybe a few times a week.
That thing you look forward to. It doesn't last the whole day, right? It doesn't last a few hours. It's barely a moment.
Yeah.
Exactly! Exactly. I knew it. I knew it all along. There's just no winning in this world. My father, you, me, nobody in this world ever wins. We all just lose. There's really nothing there's nothing keeping us going than just the fear of our fucking deaths. We're just scared if there's a hell or a heaven or some eternal damnation or nothing on the other side. But if you already think about it, Dr. Russell, we're already in hell. We live every single day looking forward to those few fleeting moments of happiness where maybe it was all worth it, but you just do the math. And we live through all this pain, sickness, rejection, hatred, humiliation, miscommunication, and dullness, just so maybe we get to that little happily ever after. And it's not worth it. My father, he always lost. No matter how hard he tried, he faced all that pain and he got nothing out of it. And you don't even try anymore. Because you're a coward and you're scared of the pain. But who can blame you? You're society's version of victory. And then there's me. I am everything wrong. I am everything wrong with being somebody. No redeemable qualities. I just can't connect. Fuck it. I say we let it burn. We just let the world burn. I deserve to die. Ezra Ulrich deserves to die. We all deserve to die. Because I don't think anybody deserves the pain of living in this world.
Ezra, I don't know what to say. I mean, there's people for you to talk to who enjoy your company and love you. And
I guess there's only one way to find out. I've got to fulfill my end of the deal.